Hello, wonderful people. This is Stephanie Nadolny for Wonderbot Animals, and here is... A hidden camera captures what a dog does to an unsuspecting mailman. Before we begin, make sure to click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification button for more amazing videos. Paul can feel the adrenaline race through his body like an Olympian going for gold. He can feel the sweat trickle down his forehead and his heartbeat in his throat. You see, Paul had been a mailman for 10 years now, and he had never seen anything like this before. Who'd have thought a dog could turn somebody's world upside down? Despite the long hours and physical activity, Paul Jones loved his job. He had been a mailman for 10 years now, and with every letter he posted or parcel he delivered, he did it with enthusiasm and pride. But then one day something happened to this cheery mailman, and his whole world turned upside down. It was an early warm summer day when Paul started his shift. He was in a new neighborhood and had over 100 letters to be delivered. Despite the workload, Paul was confident he'd be able to do it in no time. But as he went from house to house, armed with letters and parcels, he saw something that left a shiver up his spine. In one of the houses, behind a large front window, the face of a dog appeared. Its tongue was hanging out and its eyes were bulging. As Paul made his way to the house to deliver the letter, suddenly the dog started barking. But it wasn't just any bark. It was incredibly loud and it sounded angry. What's this dog's problem? Little did Paul know, he would soon find out. Quickly, Paul posted the letter into the letterbox and made his way back down the path. With each step he took, he heard the dog bark louder. He turned around to the dog, and the dog was staring straight at Paul, and a terrible feeling hit the pit of his stomach. The following day, Paul was on his round again. But unfortunately for him, he had a parcel that needed to be delivered to the same house that had that strange dog inside. As Paul got out of his van and made his way to the house, he could feel his heartbeat in his throat. But then Paul noticed something that stopped him cold. The dog wasn't there. Where was he then? Paul rang the doorbell and left the parcel on the front porch. He then made his way back to his van. But just as he opened the door, Paul heard a sound that made the hairs on the back of his neck stand up for attention like soldiers at war. It was a bark. Quickly, Paul turned around and saw that the dog from inside the house was running towards him, its eyes focused on Paul. The dog sprinted over to Paul and jumped up at him. Startled, Paul dropped all of his letters and petted the excited pooch. Its tongue was hanging out, and you could feel the adrenaline rush throughout its furry body. Straight away, Paul knew this dog was far from dangerous. The dog's owners came racing out the door apologizing to Paul for their dog's behavior. They looked flustered and embarrassed. But Paul didn't mind. He didn't have a dog himself, but he always thought they were adorable. But what the couple told Paul next left him lost for words. You see, the dog's owners acknowledged their dog's enthusiasm about the mailman. They told Paul how their dog, called Chucky, waited behind the front door with great impatience every time he saw Paul was delivering mail. So the couple did something that nobody ever could have expected. The dog's owners told Paul that they filmed their dog every time Paul was in the neighborhood. And the footage showed that Chucky's best friend was, in fact, the mailman. You could tell by the sheer excitement as he heard the mail van stop outside. Yes, he knows the sound of the van. But the dog's owners and Paul never could have expected what would happen next. The dog's owners posted the videos of their excited dog on social media, and to their astonishment, the videos received thousands of views and shares. Since the videos, Chucky has become quite a famous pup, with a rather extensive social media presence. His parents are great at filming him and documenting his life as it unfolds. But much greater things were coming to Chucky. Chucky became such an online star with his heartwarming and hilarious videos that this particular chocolate lab even has a book written for him. The cute book titled "Chucky Makes Mistakes Sometimes" details all the crazy and mischievous things the dog does daily.